Hi there, my name is Tom Prigg. I'm running for Congress in Pennsylvania's District 12. I'm recording this video for Heather Hayes and for basically my thoughts on the white supremacist movement that's happening in the United States. First off, I want to say I'm very, very sorry to Heather's family. She is a very, very brave person, a very honorable person that I have the utmost respect for. You raised an incredible woman that stood up and looked people who were armed to the teeth, who were violent, who were massed together and stood down death. I'm very, very sorry. She truly is a hero in my mind. As far as these white supremacist terrorists, they are terrorists. They are using fear to control the narrative. This is what they do. This is how they do it. And a terrorist, you have to remember, a terrorist needs fear. And if there's fear, they win. By standing up to these people, in reality, they're weak people. They are cowardly. They only act this way, they only speak up this way when they're in a position of power. Whether they're much larger than the other person, whether they're armed, whether they're outnumber the people. They never do this when they feel outnumbered. They never do this when they feel smaller. They never do this when they don't have their weapons. They're weak, weak people. And I'm not just saying that to be aggressive or anger, emotional. It's true. And what we do is we stick up for each other. Do not allow them to control the narrative. Do not allow them to harass. Do not allow them to attack. Do not allow them to control the story, the message. We can do this. We can pull together. We can show that they cannot take control of us. If there is no fear, there is no terrorism. It doesn't work. Tactic. That tactic is fear. And if we show stand up and not afraid, they lose. It's that simple. We have to, as a nation, start asking ourselves, why do Americans want to kill Americans so badly? We see this in school shootings. We see this in mass shootings. We see this in violent crimes in general. And now we're seeing this in racial tensions, white supremacy groups. And we need to ask a question. Why do Americans want to kill Americans so badly? There are motivators to hate. And one of them is poverty. One of them is opportunity. One of them is when people's lives feel hopeless and in a pit. We have to start holding our politicians accountable for creating the conditions that we are now suffering. You look at any country, you look through time, you look at different societies, they all break down the same way over the same conditions. You know, would the Nazis have ever been able to take a whole Germany if people weren't having wheelbarrows of marks to buy a loaf of bread? Would they have ever had a platform? Would they have ever had a message? And I think right now we have to be diligent about the messages, about the narratives, because that's what's going to happen until things get better in our country. And right now, it's headed to worse conditions. Every day they want to take more from us, and the more they take from us, the more the violence will increase. We have to do something. We have to pull together. We have to pull together and stand against this white supremacist movement, and we have to pull together about getting the right people in office. I thank you very much, and I hope be safe.